Hey guys, RCT3 Crashes 100 here, and I am here with a video that was hinted at in my last one. We are going to be looking at a ton of banknotes from around the world. Now, if you're wondering why this parcel is a bit small, it's because it's all being sent in different packages. The first one arrived today at the time I'm making this video, which is the 2nd of September 2020, and the others are going to be arriving in the next few days, so as a result, this video is going to take a few days to make. But that doesn't mean we can't get started now. So I've ordered these from a user on eBay called Ben Clark 8, I believe, if I'm getting that right. So without further ado, let's get this open. This will be the first pile of uncirculated world banknotes. There's 2 of those going to be in this order, and there will be something after that, but I won't spoil what that is until the time comes. So let's begin. Now, if I'm right, this should be the much smaller set here. It's come in this little inner envelope, so I'm going to have to go and get my Swiss Army knife and cut that open. Should be around here somewhere. There it is. Let's move it back a bit, actually, just so we can kind of get a better look at these things. And let's begin. Come on. I get there is a lot of preparation here, but I am opening this live, of course, so it had to happen. There we go. So in here we then have another one. Alright, so we have 35 different notes to go through here, which should be quite interesting. I can't recognise any of sort of the languages on these front ones here, but let's get started, I guess. There's nothing we can do but begin. So, let's get going. Let's cut this open. Or, actually, we'll just unpeel it. We'll find a way to peel it open. It's taped, I think, so hang on, let's get that off. Riveting discussion, I know. Yeah, that's going to be annoying. Hang on, let's just cut it. Where are my scissors? There they are. There we go. And let's just remove this here and we'll go through them all. Here we go. We have a sizable wad of foreign uncirculated banknotes. Let's move that in here so it's actually not just in all that thrips at the back that are under the glass, if you're wondering what those black spots are in the background. Annoying little things. And let's begin. So this one here is obviously recognisable if you watched the last video. It is 50 Myanmar kyats. Let's go to the back there. I have quite an interesting scene here with some pottery. So 50 kyats, Central Bank of Myanmar. Very nice. Ah, here we go. So this here, it's not going to show up in the full view, but I'll hold it like this. This here is a Bolivar Fuertes note, I think. Or, no, actually, I don't think it is. I think it's a Bolivar Soberano, which was the one that came afterwards. Basically, the Bolivar Soberano is the replacement to the Bolivar Fuertes, which was the note, the main currency in Venezuela up to 2018, I believe, when it was replaced. Or it might have been slightly after that. Basically, hyperinflation hit Venezuela hard, and as a result, the Bolivar Fuertes was redenominated into this. And the design is pretty much the same as the one that came before it, but obviously some zeros have been knocked off. Unfortunately, hyperinflation is still kind of hitting the country. But the interesting thing about these is so they're vertical, like this, but on the back, they are horizontal, and we have an anteater on the back here. Banco Central, well, I'm not pronouncing this properly, Banco Central de Venezuela. We have some pretty cool micro-printing on here, I have to admit. That's quite nice. Does have a security strip, so you can sort of see where these were trying to go with these being the official replacements, which is quite cool. Always good to get a bit of a good mix here. And that's followed up with Cinco Bolivares, which is, again, a Bolivar Soberano. Very nice. Let's go on the back here. We have a frog. I'm guessing this is maybe a poison dart frog or something like that. I'll have to look that up on the actual website. There we go. Should probably set these up in a separate pile just so my hands aren't tripping over these. We'll move you over there. There we go. This one here I'm not familiar with, but it's definitely East Asian, maybe Southeast Asian. Let's look on the back and see if there's anything. Ah, here we go. Cambodia, which is near Myanmar, so it's in the same general sort of vicinity. We have quite a nice scene on the back here. I'm not actually sure what the currency name is in Cambodia. I'll have to look that one up. But there you go. It is 100 of something. I'll have to look that up again and see. And so continuing the theme, we have this 20 kyat note. Which again, we have this quite nice fountain here. And I'm going to assume that's a major location in maybe the capital or something like that. Very nice. Coming into a bit of a smaller note here. This one is, again, presumably from Southeast Asia. I have seen this in a few others. Ah, I know what this is. This is Mongolian. It is 20 Mongolian Mongols, or Mongos. We have a scene with some wild horses on the steppes, which is quite nice. And this one here, I'm actually going to spoil this a bit. I made a video. This one's a bit interesting. I actually got this. I ordered one of these from an older year from 1986 in another order, which is going to be in a video down the line. And there we go. So this is one Bhutanese Ngultrum. I think I'm pronouncing that right. The exchange rate of this one is actually pegged with the Indian rupee. And the thing which is quite cool about this one, which kind of drew me to it when I was ordering these yesterday, was it has an illustration of Druk, which is the national symbol of Bhutan, which is the thunder dragon. So, very nice. And I know I'm going to mispronounce it here, but we have I'm guessing this is a temple or sort of a government building. Simtoka Dzong. I think I'm pronouncing that properly. So if you're wondering where Bhutan is, it's in the Himalayas. It's sort of around the top of India to the east of Nepal, that sort of bit. So here we have one from Eastern Europe, I presume. Can't actually see anything here in English. It does look kind of familiar to me. I think I've seen this design somewhere, but I'm really not sure where it is. Which is, yeah, I'm a bit unsure of that one. Now this one looks Korean. I'm going to say this is going to be maybe from North Korea because we do actually have this star emblem. 2006. I do actually have Korean won, which I showed in a video, I think, last year, or I might not have done. But it certainly didn't look like this, but this is definitely Korean or something around there. I'm going to say that this is North Korean won. 5,000 North Korean won, to be exact. Kind of makes you wonder how you actually got this out, because normally this is a currency which is quite difficult to actually acquire, so yeah, that's quite a cool addition. It's definitely making me aware that I'm going to need to get a bigger folder for all of these, that's for sure, once I'm done with this video. So here we have something from Madagascar. This is 100 Madagascan Ariary, and there is something interesting about the Ariary. With the exception of Mauritania, which is also in Africa, this is one of the only currencies in the world which is actually non-decimal. One Ariary is divided into... I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I think it's... yeah, I'm not actually going to try. It's divided into 5 subdivisory units, we'll call it that, which is quite neat. So there you go, 100 Madagascan Ariary. I know I probably butchered that one too. So we are going back to Burma again with 5 kyats. I keep flipping these over like they're going to be coins. There we go. So we have some sport on the back here. I'm guessing this is a traditional sort of game. Very nice. And we are returning to... Ooh, this one has quite a nice serial number on it actually as well. No, not a serial number, sorry, a security strip. It's Eastern European. Looks familiar, but I'm not actually sure where it's from. So there you go. I should probably be checking the... these serial numbers as well, but I'll get to that maybe after the video, and we'll do a bit of a quick check between the deliveries so I can just kind of go back and show you the ones I wasn't sure of. We are back to Venezuela here with 2 Bolivars Soberano. This is the lowest denomination, I believe, in the current Bolivar Soberano that isn't a coin. Very nice. We have a parrot on the back. Let me actually see if I can get a closer look there to see what that is. Nope, it's all in Spanish, so I'll have to run that through a translation. Very nice. I'm realising this pile's getting a bit out of order, so I'm just going to put that over there, actually, just so it's completely out of the way of me. And we're back with another Madagascar note. This is another 100 Ariary, but it's listed here as 500 francs. Now, I know that Madagascar did use francs originally before switching it over, so maybe this is from sort of the interim? 2004, actually, yeah, that does sound like around the time when they did switch. So we have a mountain in this scene, which could actually be a volcano, but I'm going to assume it's a mountain somewhere on the coast of Madagascar. Very nice. This very small banknote, not sure where this one is from, but it looks, I'm going to say it kind of looks Russian, or somewhere from sort of around the former Soviet Union. Maybe it's Ukraine? I don't know. I'll have to put that one to one side and see where that one's from as well. This one is definitely going to be North Korean again. It's got the same Korean text on it here, different design, and yeah, I'm definitely going to say this is either sort of around that vicinity. I don't know when the design in South Korea changed, but I'm pretty sure that it would have changed to the current one around this time. So, there we go. This one is definitely Chinese, I know that much, because we have seen that before. Yep, it's Chinese, Zhongguo Renmin Yin Hang, 1 Jiao. So for those of you in the know, and for those of you who watched the previous video, you need 10 Jiao to equal 1 Yuan. So there we go. And of course 10 Fen equal 1 Jiao. And I got that wrong in the last video because I mistook the Fen note I showed for a 5 Fen when it was actually just a 1 Fen. This one here is quite interesting. It's square in design. I think this one is Georgian. I can't, so don't take me on that one, but I think this one is Georgian. So there we go. We have another Chinese banknote. 5 Jiao, or Wu Jiao, which is quite cool. Again, 1980, so this one is from the same year as the really old 2 Jiao note, or sorry, 2 Yuan note I have. So there we go. Oh, we have something British here. Lovely. So this is a 10 pence banknote. This is a military payment certificate, or what it's referred to here as a special voucher, issued by command of the Defence Council. These are really quite common to get. They basically issued to serving soldiers up to the 1970s, and as a result, there's a lot of these in quite good condition, but it's pretty neat to have. Let's read the small print. This note is valid only for transactions within official canteens and organisations laid down in GROs of the theatre, except as may be expressly provided in GROs. It must in no circumstances be offered to any person who is not entitled to use British service canteens. Improper use of this note is a disciplinary offence and may render the offender liable to penalties. So there you go, it was quite heavily controlled, but obviously now that these are all no longer circulating, they're quite easy to get hold of. So there we go. We then have a Government of India 1 rupee note, which is very cool. We have an oil platform on the back, and something quirky about this design is this coin here is actually the same design as the 1 rupee coin. And they are currently trying to phase these notes out in favour of the coins, which makes it a bit more amusing that they've actually put the coin on the note. This is quite a recent one, because you can see they actually have the new rupee symbol on it. Very nice. And we have a Vietnamese note here, 500 dong, Nam Tram dong. 1988, so this one is fairly old, but it's nice to see it in good condition. There we go. And we're continuing into Southeast Asia here with 10 sen. The sen was essentially the Indonesian equivalent of the penny, but I believe they've now abandoned that and they're just going for rupiah, which is quite cool. I'm saying that phrase a lot right now today. So we have another Mongolian Mongo note. Again, it is 5 Mongo, so we have a similar design on the back here. I quite like how it fades from sort of bright orange here to blue and then to sort of darker orange. Now, I'm not going to pronounce this one because I know I'm going to stumble over it, but we have 2000 Vietnamese dong from 1988. Very nice. Now, this one here does sound familiar. I think this is Serbian. Yeah, that's Serbian. You've got the coat of arms there. So this is 1 Serbian dinar. Oh, it's vertical on the back. Nice. No, wait, Zagreb. Isn't Zagreb Croatia? I'll have to look that up. Hang on. Yep, my bad. It's Croatian, so it's 1 Croatian dinar. I probably got tripped up there because that did sound a bit familiar. But yeah, there we go. Let's continue. So this one here with a squirrel on the front. It's a red squirrel, definitely, judging by the tufts. Again, no idea where this is from. I really do need to actually translate this and figure out where this is. So there we go. This one here is absolutely tiny. It's about the same size as that fen note. It is 1 Hong Kong cent. So that's quite neat. This one is presumably going to obviously be from before the handover, but I can't find a date on it. It's got no actual back design, which is quite interesting. Very nice. And just like that, we actually do have a fen note. This is, of course, a 1 fen, and it has a serial number of just 6. Might want to look into that one. Then we have this fen note, which I think it's a 5 fen, but I'll have to come up to you on that one, because as I mentioned in the previous video, there are no Roman numerals or standard numbers on there, so I'll have to look that one up, but there we go. That is the 2nd fen note I have, and there are obviously a few to collect. Nice. This one actually does have a name on it. The Republic of Moldova, 1 Lu. Probably mispronounced that, there we go. From 2015, so this one's quite a recent note. Very nice. Then we have something else from Korea. This one is from 2005. I really do need to figure this out, because this one here has quite a plain design. 200 won, I'll say that much. So it's 200 won. Could be from the north, could be from the south. I will have to check that out. Very cool. It's got quite a nice design on it, which is closely followed up by another one. This is 500 won. I'm going to say that much. Got quite a cool bridge design on the front. I assume this is the front. Yeah, this definitely looks north, judging by this design here. Main giveaway here is, of course, the portrait on the front. That does look very sort of North Korean in sort of style. I can just about make out 2007 here, so that's sort of a year when this would have been made. Here's another one that matches a design from a while back that I'm not familiar with. There we go. It's presumably again from around Russia. And the date on this one is 2000. Then we have this one, which is 50 of something, and I think that's from the same denomination or the same group as the one from before. So, with that being said, that is the first lot of 35 notes, and I am now going to go through the ones I wasn't sure about and actually find the nationalities for each. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this first part, and I will see you in the next one. some IDs have been found for some of the banknotes I was questioning. First of all, yes, these are North Korean won. The North Korean won is actually different from the South Korean won for obvious reasons, and the exchange rate is actually quite skewed. These are quite inflated in currency, so there you go. This note here is a 5 fen note, so this is the one I was mistaking my 1 fen note with in the last video, which is quite cool. Has a nice ship design on it, and the back is more or less the same as the 1 fen note. This one here that I was pretty sure came from somewhere around Russia, I was correct. This is 1 Transnistrian ruble, which is quite cool. Transnistria is quite a small country from what I'm aware, from what I've heard. So there you go. This square banknote with the eagle on the front is 1 Kyrgyzstan Tayan, which I think I probably mispronounced that horrendously. So there you go. And this one here is 50 Belarusian Kunik, and the ones with the larger denominations on them, which had the same sort of style of this, were Belarusian rubles. So that's it for now. I have kind of decided that with the way this video is growing, it would be easier to split this up into multiple parts, especially since there will be multiple packages coming. So I guess that would be the best way to go for now. So I hope to see you all on the next part. I'm RCT3 Crashes 100, and I'll see you in the next video. Over and out.